Fine, I'll talk about the Diddy stuff. Megyn Kelly doesn't understand why celebrities aren't coming forward against Diddy the way they did with Harvey Weinstein. Where's Usher? Where's Bieber? Where's Ashton? Nobody is coming forward because they don't want to admit that they got booped in the butt by Diddy. Coming forward would mean saying out loud that their booty hole was a drive-through for one of his parties. No straight man wants to admit that. I saw this black woman online being like, oh, they're coming... Nah, that's a white voice. That's a white voice. I saw this black woman online being like, they're coming for Diddy and his black friends. Where's all the white people incriminated in this? Ma'am, this is a black male case because traditionally, white guys don't have a problem being gay as fuck. You think Lance Bass is concerned that a video of him banging hot male prostitutes is gonna leak? You think he'd be upset by that? He would do a showing at Christmas in the living room. Black men are scared to be seen as gay. Especially rappers and guys in Jumanji. Oh my gosh, I know Kevin Hart went to a lot of parties, which finally makes sense for his voice. When things go up, the voice is high. I don't know how to say it. I know how I sound when I get a huge amount to drink in me. And it's like that. The Rock! Everybody's so big! You know why they want a guy with little hands there? Makes all the microphones look real big. Yeah, oh, Nicole's making a joke. Go watch old videos of Kevin Hart, okay? Watch his videos before he was famous. His voice was like 6 octaves lower.
Doing a show in Nebraska. I had to pee, so I'm on the side of the road, I'm peeing, right? I get done peeing, I look to my left, it's a big-ass ostrich.
And now, it sounds like he's been to a lot of Diddy parties.
You can't shoulder shrug, bitch? Mm-hmm. You know how many times you shoulder shrug in a day?
My mind is blown by this stuff every day because everything is finally making sense. You think Diddy is the only one in Hollywood that was doing all this weird shit? Absolutely not. And I love this because people will finally understand that it's not the talented ones who've made it in Hollywood. They're just the ones who would do all the weird stuff and butt stuff and other people's butt stuff. Little hand makes it all look bigger. It's just the ones who will do anything. Like Whitney Cummings. You know, we all know she is not funny, but her stomach is so full of old man exec and old man comedian semen that she could throw up into a pussy and they would give birth to a new SNL cast. She's like the Kamala of comedy. That's how she got there. Two Broke Girls was funny. Never. Nicole, that's mean. You shouldn't make fun of another female comedian even though she's a horrible human being. What is? It's not like I said there must have been some acid in some of the old man's jizz, because what the fuck happened to her face? Most of the semen ended up in her stomach, so my first joke works, you know? God, she's a bad human being. And all these people are gonna act like they're so surprised when the list of disgusting human being celebrities comes out, when there's people like myself and other people in the wings going, yeah, we've been saying that. We've been saying that for years. Yeah, we've all been saying it for a long time. Mm-hmm. Bad people. Even Bridgerton got gay as fuck. Dearest readers, today we're showing you gay porn. And if you don't like it, you're a homophobic piece of shit who will be cancelled. Now enjoy this heavy breathing and rubbing of two men together. Don't fast forward. We'll know if you fast forward. Why was it the voice of the old black lady when it turned out to be the little white chick? None of it made sense. All that to say, you know who's not on the Diddy invite list or the Epstein flight log? Keanu Reeves. Just saying. Shania Twain or Celine Dion. Celine Dion probably wasn't invited to the Diddy parties because having her at a sex party would be so, mais non, le baby must go to bed. No, we do not fuck the baby. God, I love Celine. Her hand gestures are just so freaking, she's one of the best characters in the world. Every night in my dream, I see you, I feel you. Oh, it probably could have been a good anthem for a sex party, actually. Gross. Okay, wait. People are going to be like, oh, why are you going in on Whitney? Okay, true story. Years ago, there was fires in Malibu, and I went up with a rescue team to help get animals out of the fire area. I ended up with a bunch of Scientologists. That's a story for another day. So Whitney Cummings had reported to the press that there was a giraffe and all these animals left at this winery, like left there to die, and the giraffe is burned and all this shit. So we go up there. We have to go and get all of these different cages and all these different things that can fit a freaking giraffe, because everybody doesn't have a truck that can fit a giraffe. So we have a search and rescue team assemble for hours to go get all these freaking animals, because Whitney Cummings said they're all up there and they're dying. The animals are dying. We get there and absolutely not. The animals were fine. They had done exactly what they were supposed to do if there was a fire. So they had like this huge area. They put the animals in the middle. All of the animals were fine. This bitch was using that for press. Like, she like made up that these animals were abused. She was trying to destroy this person's business, as winery, because she was like, oh, you know, people who own that winery are involved in shady shit, so that's why I did it. And I'm like, that's not okay. You sent a search and rescue team into mountains that are on fire, including myself and friends, to a search and rescue that didn't need a search and rescue. Like, all of the animals were fine. And then I ended up having to go on the news and proving that the giraffe is fine. And we had like the head of SPCA with us, and we had an exotic animal expert with us, and all these different zoologists and freaking vets were with us, and all of them said all of the animals are fine, except for like one chicken that ran away and caught fire. But like, I eat chicken, so that just sounded delicious. You know? And instead of apologizing publicly, Whitney just went with the lie for like ever. She just went with it. She got my number. She called me and she's like, listen, if you tell people this isn't real, I'm going to fucking end you. I'm good friends with Joe Rogan. I could go on Joe Rogan's show tomorrow and I could fucking end you. I could tell them all sorts of shit about you. I could make up anything. And I'm like, that's really weird to say to a person who's just on a search and rescue team trying to rescue an animal that you said was dying but wasn't, because you made it up for press. And now the Kardashians are talking about it. And now you want to like go with the lie, because if you told people you lied now, you'd seem like the psychopath that you are. And then she calls me a couple days later. She calls me back a couple days later and she's like, listen, I'm in a 12-step program. You're not taping this call, are you? And I'm like, what? Who is this? And she's like, it's Whitney Cummings. You're not taping this, right? And I'm like, I'm sitting at Starbucks having a coffee. What up? You trying to end my career again, you dumb bitch? And she's like, well, I just wanted to tell you that I'm in a 12-step program and I'm supposed to make amends. This has happened a couple times with big comedians who are absolute nut jobs and do heinous shit. They'll call and be like, I'm on a 12-step program and I'm going to make amends to you by telling you I'm making amends, not by actually atoning for my disgusting actions. So she calls me and she's like, I'm making amends with people for my 12-step program, and I just want to call and I want to say I'm sorry for saying I'm going to end your career and go on Joe Rogan and just like destroy your name, and I'm sorry about that, so we're good. I'm like, all right, okay, bye, Whitney. Doesn't this bitch call a bunch of people over the years, and like, I'll go on a podcast and she'll call, or she'll find out I'm going on a podcast and she'll call them and be like, don't have Nicole Arbour on. She's crazy. Like, that's the weapon that girls use against other girls. Oh, she's nuts. What? I'm not the one that fucking faked that animals were going to die. And here's the best part. This is the best part. There's a really awkward podcast where Whitney Cummings went on Andrew Schultz's show. I think it was this year. And it was like, the whole thing was really awkward. He brought up the giraffe thing. He brought it up on the show. So she had obviously told him at the time that she doesn't give a fuck about the drafts and that she made it up. And he knew, and he brought it up on the show, and I was vindicated. And that bitch is so stupid.
You're so gaslighting. I feel gaslit. Listen, I can't do this. You went activist first. That's pretty good. Remember,
when was I an activist?
Remember when you would call me and be like, dude, they totally think I give a f about animals. And we would have these calls. Do you remember that? Like, oh, giraffes. Oh,
no.
What a stupid fucking animal. I don't get it. You would call me just laughing and mocking these people. Remember that? Stop doing it. You're doing it again. Every time you're in a corner, you project. Can we talk about you and the animals?
God, what a horrible person. Accent on whore. So if people are like, oh, why don't you like Whitney Cummings? That's why. I was on this one guy's podcast. We had a great time. And then he calls me after and he's like, well, Whitney called me when she saw I was with you. And like, what happened with you and Whitney? I'm like, Nothing happened. I went to rescue animals that didn't need rescuing. And then she got mad because I told the news they're okay as to not destroy this person's winery and their business. Malibu Wine Safari. That's what it is. So Whitney, I remember, Whitney is against animals being in captivity because only her horses can be in captivity, as if her animals that she owns are free range. Like, they're still in captivity, you dumb bitch. Like, they're still, no, oh, your dog naturally lives in a home and your horses naturally live in their pen. That's where they were born. Okay, so nobody else is allowed. No, you're nuts. You're a crazy human being. But that's the story. And then Andrew Schultz blew the top off it this year. So that's why Whitney Cummings deserves that joke I made about her.
Hollywood's never been like fair. Why should it be?
Anyway, here's to all of us who didn't do weird shit to get anywhere. We might not be at the height of all heights, but we're fucking talented and our booty holes are intact. And that means something to a lot of us. Also, to the ones who've never diddled children's. That's good for us, right? Tastes like I haven't fucked anybody to get anywhere. Delicious. I'm Nicole Arbour, and this is The Arbour Effect. Thanks for watching. Keep laughing. Be good to each other in real life. And until next time. So excited to see who's on the Diddy list. Stay tuned.
Is listening hard for you?
I'm at Malibu Wine Safari. All the animals are fine. Here comes the horses. Hey, you good?